I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. I got asked this question today. How do I use the open to work feature on LinkedIn if I am currently employed and I don't want to jeopardize that job? Here's my suggestions. So here's the open to work part. It's right here. It's this box right here. Pretty much everybody should have that. There's 3 boxes: providing services, looking for a job, and there's also hiring. If you're hiring, come on, what I want to show. If you're hiring, it shows that there. But we're going to talk about this one here. Show recruiters you're open to work. You control who sees this. So right now, I don't have it turned on. It's not on. But I could add a job title and say that I want to be a farm hand. I know that's on there because I just played with that. And let's say I want to be only remote or hybrid farmhand. And I can say where I want to do it. By the way, I can have, I think it's 5 titles, and I can have 5 locations. Let's also pick, let's pick Charlotte. Charlotte Metro. Let's pick Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's pick Richmond, Virginia. I think I can do one more. Let's pick LA. Los Angeles Metropolitan. That's it. Only 5. So you can have 5 titles and 5 locations. Then you go down further here, job locations. Oh, I've chose remote, but I'm saying I'm willing to work there. I bet I can do 5 locations too. Let's do Raleigh. Can I do 5 locations? Charlotte, Richmond, Los Angeles, and there's no more. You've reached the maximum, okay? I think, let me just make sure. Let's do this too. Let's do, I want to be a farm manager. Let's say I want to be a lawyer. Say I want to be a barista. And I want to be a catering specialist. Boom. 5 job titles, 5 locations, and 5 remote job locations. This is on-site and this is remote. Now, so you could fill this all out. Flexible, I'm casually looking. I want, full-time, contract, part-time, internship, temporary. You can fill all this out. To whatever degree you can fill it out. I'm sure you're not going to put farmhand and barista and lawyer and catering specialist. Then, here's where the big decision comes. Down here. Do I make it available to all LinkedIn members where I put the green circle around me that says I'm open to work and make that 100% public to all LinkedIn members, including recruiters and people at your current company? Maybe not. Or do I choose recruiters only, people, and this is only people using LinkedIn Recruiter, and they will link, the application will try to make sure it doesn't get seen by your current company. Those are the 2 options you have with open to work. Maybe you don't want any one of them. So, maybe you could go with recruiters only and you can add this to your profile, but you're not going to be able to add these parameters to your profile unless you choose one or the other of these options. Otherwise, this is a waste of time. So I wouldn't, would caution you on both of these. You definitely don't want to do it public, which would include people at your current company be able to see that green banner that says open to work. You may not even want to have it to recruiters only, especially if you're doing work with other Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies who may run into that. But you have to determine which risk you're willing to take. Maybe not this one, maybe this one, or maybe none of these. And then you won't add this to your profile at all. Then you're going to ask me, well, Teddy, if I don't do that, what are my options? Let's talk about your options. So here's some ideas to consider. Number 1, make sure your LinkedIn profile, to the extent that you can, speaks to the type of work that you want to be doing. Now, if you're going to make a big transition from being an IT consultant to being a social media strategist, that may be difficult to do. Maybe. maybe you don't change your headline, but you could maybe talk a little bit about it in your about section. Maybe you could get some skills that are relevant to the new world you want to be in, or the new industry you want to be in. Maybe you could get some publications that are keyword rich in the new area you want to be in. But again, you're going to need to be careful if you're currently working and you want to transition to another industry or another type of work. You may not want to be overly bold with how much information you put on your LinkedIn profile about wanting to work in that other space. Here's a second thing to think about doing. You could start being more purposeful about who you connect with on LinkedIn. Maybe while you're connecting with people relevant to your current role, you also start connecting with people relevant to the role you want to be in. So you start leaning closer to that networking area of what's important to you for your new career, your potential career. But then there's another thing you can consider doing. The third thing you could consider doing, or actually two more things. Another thing you can consider doing is finding content that is relevant to you and getting involved in those conversations. So again, if you want to be a barista, look for some content that's all about baristas and relevant to those companies that hire baristas, and start engaging on content there or on content from specific companies in the area you want to be in. All along the while, being careful to also engage on content relevant to your current company. And then the last option I have for you is this. Don't even worry about LinkedIn, for the most part, helping you get that job. Instead, focus on your LinkedIn network. Focus on getting into conversations with the people in your network who can introduce you to the people who can help you with ideas. So focus on getting into conversations, one-on-one, phone calls, Zoom calls, email, WhatsApp, whatever conversations with people, again, who can introduce you to the people who may know of jobs that are relevant to the jobs that you're interested in. So there's lots of ways of doing this. I'd be very careful using the open to work feature. I'd be very careful even using that feature and making it only open to recruiters. Instead, I would encourage you to find the people who can introduce you to the people relevant to the types of jobs you're looking at. I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach, and I hope these ideas are helpful for you.